That is one big pile of shit.
Hello everyone, it's Camosaurus here, and today I have my very first Jurassic World toy review. That's right, I'm going to be looking back at some of the Jurassic World figures, not the Fallen Kingdom ones, but the crappy Hasbro ones we got for Jurassic World. And I'm going to start off by looking at the main dinosaur, Blue. Now, obviously we can tell this is supposed to be blue. It is advertised as that from the first Jurassic World film. And it is specifically from the scene where Blue gets the headset on her and like motorcycle ride with Owen. Now this figure actually I believe came with Owen on a motorcycle. However, I don't know where that's gone. So I just have the figure of Blue and we're going to review it. And I don't have the new Blue yet, but I will be comparing them in that figure's review when I eventually get it. So don't worry, you will see them side by side, but for now we're just going to have a look at the Jurassic World version. So without further ado, let's get into the articulation. First off, for articulation of this figure, we have a swivel on the legs. The legs cannot move very far this way. If you really push it, you can get it a full 360, but it'll probably break the figure due to the low quality of these toys. However, you can make it go that far in the opposite direction. There are also joints on each leg, so both of the legs can swivel back and kind of swivel forward. The next point of articulation is the arms. The arms have another swivel on them. You can move them back that far before they hit the legs, and you can move it forward like that far until once again you hit the big legs. There is, as expected, a swivel on both arms, so both arms are articulated. The tail also has some minor articulation due to the action feature on this figure. So this allows a little bit of up and down movement on the tail, but it cannot hold a pose. It will automatically spring back into that position. The head has no real articulation, but by pulling the tail down back here, you can move the head a little bit. It's not a very effective action feature, but I mean it's okay. It's okay for the Hasbro line. It's not stellar, but it'll do. It opens the mouth and moves the head to the side a little bit, and that's kind of cool. Now the last place of articulation on this figure is actually the camera. The camera can do a full 360. This allows for a multitude of different poses. You can pivot the angle a bit and could allow for some fun play features, I guess, where possibly the people can see the raptors coming towards them. However, who knows, someone could point the raptor's camera down by accident, that way you can't see when it's coming. Moving on, let's move on to the color scheme of this figure. Now, I have to commend Hasbro, because as much as I hate their toy line they made for Jurassic World, they did something Mattel didn't. They painted the claws. So, congratulations, I guess, Hasbro. Well done. You get a gold star. But that doesn't excuse the rest of the figure being crap. Anyway, moving on from that small rage, the paint scheme on this figure isn't actually bad. It's just not blue. This doesn't look like Blue. Mattel did a way better job, and really, Blue's grey. This figure is green, and Blue has a blue stripe running down her, and this figure has a black stripe. So green and black it's not really the same as grey and blue. Let's be honest. So they've ultimately failed at portraying the exact character they wanted to portray, and honestly, I can't give them any props for that. If this was just a raptor figure, it would be awesome. But it's blue, so the color scheme is utter crap. And also, was that an attempted dino damage there? The one thing they weren't supposed to paint red was the ribs, and that's what they painted. And the rest of it is just the same color as the skin. Nice job, Hasbro. Nice job. Now, moving on to the head, there is hardly any paintwork on this head. It's pretty bad. It's just the same green as all over the rest of the body. And it may look a little brown in the camera right now, I don't know, but it's green, trust me. But yeah, it doesn't look like blue at all. And also, I know we're not talking about the sculpt right now, but what the hell is that head? Let's just compare it to the Mattel Raptor. There's just no competition. It looks like a baryonyx that was hit over the face with a sledgehammer 25 times. went to McDonald's to get a Big Mac, and was ultimately thrown out onto the curb. Also, what are the teeth on this thing? Look at the paint job on those teeth. The white paint actually goes onto, onto the head sculpt. There is no gum at all or anything like that. The white paint just goes into the top half of the head. And I thought I had problems with the other raptor. This one's teeth are just inexcusably bad. I mean, at least the interior of the mouth was painted. That's pretty nice. That's pretty nice. And finally, this eye is just so derpy. I don't know why. I feel like it's too wide open or something. It kind of looks like a fish. I don't know. I think it might just be the head sculpt making the eye look worse, but the eye has been painted nicely. I don't know if you can see that, but the eye has been actually painted nicely. It's just a shame the head sculpt is just appalling. Finally, let's go on to my overall thoughts on this figure. I think this figure was a good improvement on the first blue figure that came out. On the body. The body's so much better. I mean, the rest of the body is very cool. And I think this size works better. And the action feature isn't bad. I actually like this action feature. It is pretty cool. And can allow, it looks pretty simple here. But just being able to open its mouth is still pretty cool. And that is what, as a good action feature. So I'm happy with the action feature. The stability on this figure is not good. I mean, you can't put its arms up. Let's just be honest. The feet are actually different. So if I lay this first foot down flat, I cannot lay this foot down flat as well. I try. That is not flat though. It won't stay like that. And now it's balancing on the tail as well. So I can get that. That is probably the most dynamic pose you can get with this figure. But I don't think this figure's... It's difficult. It's not terrible, if you know what I mean. I think from there, it's an okay figure. It's okay. The paint job there is bad. And if this was just a raptor, the paint scheme would actually be okay. But it's marketed as blue. And it doesn't look like blue. So, I don't know what they were thinking. Also, they tried to incorporate dino damage and totally failed. It's just 3 red lines over sculpted detail. And man, this is a really difficult figure to pose. There we go. The head sculpt is the main thing I can't excuse. The head sculpt is terrible. And it doesn't balance very well. It's difficult to balance. The paint scheme is terrible. It doesn't look like blue in the slightest. And overall, it's just a pretty crap figure. I'm going to have to give this figure 4 out of 10. It's not the worst figure from the Jurassic World toy line, okay? It's not. But it's, I'm comparing this to the same marking scheme as this figure here, which actually, I can't remember what it got, but I got like a 7 or an 8 or something. I can't remember, but this is getting a 4. It's not horrendous, but in comparison to the other figures I've reviewed, it's just not good. It's just not good. So yeah, would I recommend you pick this up? No. There's a better blue figure now. I don't recommend you pick this up. But, if you like the figure, all the best to you. I mean, I personally don't hate this figure, and I'm kind of happy it's in my collection. It's quite cool to have a figure from the Jurassic World toy line, even though it was utter crap. So yeah, this figure is straight from the scene where Owen and the Raptors go on the motorcycle, so I guess if you want, you can recreate that scene. Anyway guys, thank you so much for watching this review. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and until next time, I'll see you guys in the next review. Goodbye.